Hi everyone, welcome back to our DBMS complete course. In the previous video, we learned about keys in DBMS. Today, we will learn constraint in DBMS. Constraint may help to maintain the data accuracy, integrity, and consistency. If you are preparing for interviews or placement, this topic is must known. Okay, so let's start with the constraint. What are constraints? So basically constraints are rules applied to tables column that restrict the type of data that can be stored. Okay. It is a rules applied to table columns that restrict the type of data that can be stored. Okay. So they ensure the correct data, no invalid values, better data integrity, and consistent database. So let's consider a real life example. Think of an online registration form. Okay. Let's see we have one online registration form. Okay. The inside the online registration form, the name cannot be blank, age cannot be negative. Okay. And whereas email should be unique. Okay. So these are a real world constraints. Similarly, the database also enforce rules using the constraints. So let's come with the first constraint, that is not null constraint. Not null constraint. So basically the not null constraint ensure that a column cannot contain null values. Okay, cannot contain null values. Let's consider an example. Okay, example we have every student must have their name. Okay, so this is valid. Let's say we have a student ID and name. Okay, student ID is 101 and their name is, let's say, Rahul. Okay, so this is valid. Whereas student ID, if we write student ID 101, but here it is null, then this is invalid. Okay, so let's check with an example. Create table student 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 ID int name varchar 50 not null, which means name cannot be a null. Okay, so non-null constraint cannot contain the null values. Okay, the second constraint is unique constraint. So basically unique constraint ensure that duplicate values are not allowed. Duplicate values are not allowed. Example, let's say we have a example of email ID. Two user cannot register with the same email ID. Okay, so let's say we have a column email ID. Here we have v at the rate gmail.com and m at the rate gmail.com. So this is valid email ID. Whereas if we write here v at the rate gmail.com, which is invalid. Okay, so we write like this, right? Email varchar 100 and the constraint is unique. Okay. Now the third one, that is primary key constraint. Primary key constraint. So basically primary key also uniquely identify each record in a table. Okay, but there is some slight difference between the primary key and a unique key. Unique key also removes the duplicate and okay, whereas primary key also uniquely identify each record in a table. Then what is the difference between the primary key and a unique key? Primary in a one table we can declare one column as a primary key, whereas if we want to declare multiple unique columns, then we need to use the unique key. Okay, primary key cannot store the null values, whereas unique key can store only one null values. Okay, and one primary key per table, whereas more than one unique key per table. Okay, now example, let's say student ID 1, 2, 3. So this is we can declare student ID as a primary key. Okay, so we can write like this. We can write like student ID int primary key. Okay, we can write like this. So for the next constraint, that is foreign key constraint. Okay, basically a foreign key creates a relationship between two tables. Creates relationship between two tables. Let's say we have two tables. One is student table and the another one is order table. Student table we have two columns, student ID and name, whereas on the order table we have two columns, that is order ID and student ID. So if you can see, the student ID in orders refers to a student ID in a student table. Okay, so we can declare like this, declare like foreign key student ID references students student ID. Okay, we can declare like this, and we can consider one real life example like of Amazon. So we have a customer table. Okay, inside that we have a customer ID, whereas we have order table, and inside that we have customer ID. So orders always belong to an existing customer. Okay, so let's come on the next constraint, the fifth one, that is a check constraint. Check constraint basically ensure that value satisfy a condition. Ensures value satisfy a condition. Okay, let's consider an example of age. Okay, the age should always be greater than 18. Okay, age should always be greater than 18. So valid one is 22, 30 and so on, and invalid one is -5, 12, etc. Okay, so we can write like this, check constraint age column name data type check constraint age is greater than 18. Okay, so if the age is greater than 18, it will insert the data into table. Now the next constraint is Next constraint is default constraint. Okay. So if no value is provided, DBMS automatically inserts default value. No value is provided, DBMS automatically inserts the default value. Let's say example of a country. Okay. So if I have not provided any value, then it will provide as India as a default value. Okay. So we can write like this country varchar 15 default. If no value is provided, then it will by default it will pick this value and it will put inside this country column. Okay. So the complete real world example, let's discuss. Imagine you are creating a bank account table. Okay, you are creating a bank account table. Inside that, the account number, we can consider account number is unique, so we can consider this as a primary key. Customer name cannot be a null, then that one we can declare as a not null constraint. Email also unique, because we have already declared primary key in. So in one table, if you have more than one primary key, then we can declare as a unique key. Okay, that's why we have declared email as a unique key. Balance, we can use a check constraint, check if the balance is greater than 0. Country, we can use the default constraint if no value is provided, then it will automatically pick country as a India. Okay, and the branch ID, we can declare this as a foreign key. So basically this ensures the database remains accurate and reliable. Okay, so for the summary of the table, so not null constraint prevents null values, unique unique constraint prevents duplicate values, primary key constraint uniquely identify records, foreign key constraint creates the relationship between the tables, check constraint validates the condition, and the last one, default constraint, inserts the default value. Okay, so now the interview questions came. So the interview question is difference between primary key and unique key. Okay, so this is one of the most important interview question asked. So you can tell like primary key cannot contain null values and only one primary key is allowed, whereas unique key prevents duplicates and may allow one null value depending on the DBMS. The second question is why do we use check constraint? Okay, why do we use check constraint? So why do we use the check constraint? To restrict the invalid values. Now the third question is why do we use default constraint? Why do we use default constraint? To automatically insert predefined values. Fourth question is can a table have multiple unique constraints? You can write yes, a table can have multiple unique constraints. Another question is why is foreign key important? Why is foreign key important? So you can tell like it maintains referential integrity between related tables. Okay, so in today's video we have learned all major constraints in DBMS with practical SQL examples and real world scenarios. Okay, so these concepts are used in almost every database application. In our next video we will learn ER model, that is entity relationship model, one of the most important topic for designing databases. So see you in the next video. Thank you friends. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं, फिल्मोरा है ना।